Hey girlies, hey gays, hey theys, and welcome back to Live, Laugh, Love Lesbian. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for clicking onto the podcast, whether it's your first time or whether you've been listening since day one. I can't believe we've been going since May. Like, what the hell? That's over half a year of Live, Laugh, Love Lesbian, and I'm just so grateful that the podcast is continuing to grow and to build this incredible community of queers with you all. I just love you all so much. I've got fluff everywhere because it's so cold. I'm sat with a blanket today. Oh, now there's fluff going everywhere. But yeah, welcome back to Live, Laugh, Love Lesbian, a podcast for the girls who like girls, the lesbians, the queers, the gays, the theys, anyone. God, there's fluff everywhere. This is such a chaotic start to the episode. But that's just me, isn't it? That's probably why you all click back every week, because you like to just laugh at me being crazy. Yeah, what was I saying? Welcome back. I love you all. Thank you for being here. This podcast is here for everybody who just wants a little safe space, a little community to come and be themselves and express their true identities. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for everyone who is here tuning in to this week's episode. And this is episode 30. What the hell? Episode 30. 30 episodes. Where has the time gone? You know, sometimes, guys, I sit back and think about the first few episodes that I literally filmed with one of them. I know I'm using a mini mic now, but this is a Sony mini mic. It was significantly more expensive than the little cute ones from TikTok shop. But I literally sat and filmed that just on my laptop and uploaded it to podcast and just hoped for the best. And now we're here with professional camera, microphone, and it's just crazy to look back at how far we've come over those 30 episodes, and we still have so far to go. I'm still in the process of deciding exactly how I want this room to look as the podcast studio. And I feel every day, every episode, we can only get better, and we can only continue to build on this incredible community that we've started and got going. Yeah, I do sometimes think back to the first few episodes and just think I can't actually listen to them back because I cringe. I'm why did I say that, or why did I do that, or why did I look like that? And it's just I actually can't look back on them. But then so many of you guys reach out and say you've binged since the first episode, you've listened to them again and again because you just can't get enough. So it blows my mind. So as long as you guys love them, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what I think if I think it's a bit cringe. But so now I listened to last week's episode. Oh God, that was amazing. But then probably in the next 30 episodes time, I'll listen to last week's episode and be oh my God, do you know what I mean? But I feel everyone gets that. So yeah, it's been such an incredible journey so far, and we literally still have so far to go. I have big plans for the podcast. I want to go on a podcast tour. How fun would that be? We just go around the UK and maybe you guys can pre-submit your dilemmas before the show, and then we pick a few dilemmas to read out during the show, and then we get some of you guys on stage help give advice on the dilemmas. I just have such big plans, and I'm gonna have to pull my blanket up because it's so cold. Why is the UK so freezing cold? I don't know. Yeah, the podcast has such big plans. It has such big things coming. So just stay tuned is all I can say, and keep supporting, keep leaving us good reviews, following us on TikTok and Instagram, sharing the podcast with friends and family who you think would enjoy it. I love it. One of my friends actually messaged me yesterday and said that she loves listening to the podcast with her 1-year-old daughter. It's funny, she's I don't know who she's going to love when she grows up. So, it's just nice for her to see all of this representation as she's growing up, and that just made me really happy. So shout out, Rachel, love you. Yeah, shall we get straight into this episode? Have I done any updates? I haven't even updated you all. My goodness, my brain is everywhere today. I've had a very long weekend. I was away in pageant land, which that's something I wanted to talk about on its own, because I feel there's such this perception as gay, queer people, as lesbians, as whatever you identify as. I feel there's such a societal structure that we should fit into. We dress a certain way, we act a certain way, we are a certain way. And I feel pageants completely are the opposite of what you would assume a lesbian to act and to be like. But I just think how incredible that as gay, queer, women, theys, we're all included here, how incredible that we can, with our queerness, stand on a pageant stage fully 100% us and, and own that. Do you know what I mean? Because I do feel like it's a scary thing to do, putting yourself on a stage in front of judges and like a whole room of people, literally, and just being yourself. And I just think that is so beautiful. So shout out to all my fellow queer pageant girlies out there, because there are a lot of us. Like, there's in the whole of pageant land, I can probably think of at least, I don't know, I'm going to say at least like, I probably name you 10 right now, which probably seems like not a big number, but like the pageant community, like, it's small, it's not huge. So to have at least 10 like openly queer pageant girlies out there is incredible. And there's probably definitely more that I'm not thinking about, because yeah, my brain's not stretching that far in my thoughts. Yeah, there's probably so many more than that. I don't know why I'm saying 10, I don't know. But the fact that there is that many of us out there representing and showing up for the lesbians, and I know like it has an impact. It doesn't go like unnoticed. Like, I've had girls go to compete in pageants before and say, I feel comfortable standing on a pageant stage because I know that there have been people who are very openly gay win pageants. And it can be scary when you win an international pageant and you don't know what country you're going to go to, and you're thinking, well, am I even going to be able to go to this international pageant to represent my country, because am I illegal in the country that I'm going to go to? Do you know what I mean? It's like, is it 68 countries or something? I made the, you're so funny, thanks, I'm illegal in 60 plus countries TikTok the other day. The one to, she looks so perfect standing there in my American Apparel underwear. It's turned into a sing song. And I also made the, I gotta see her TikTok, and I did like them. I found a femme lesbian that looks more femme than you, and me. I gotta see her, because I don't think there's that many femme lesbians out there that could possibly be more femme than me. I spent the whole weekend in like sparkly stiletto heels, dresses, full glam makeup, full glam hair. Like, it was a very feminine weekend for me, but I loved it. I love being glam and getting glam. But yeah, that was like majorly a tangent, but I just think like, don't let anyone tell you that because you're a lesbian, because you're gay, because you're queer, you can't fit into certain spaces and you can't do certain things with your life. Like, if you want to be a lesbian and do a pageant, you do it. If you want to be a lesbian and you want to be, why is the first thing that's coming to my head a librarian? Be a librarian. If you want to be a school teacher, if you want to do princess parties, if you want to do like anything that maybe isn't like conventionally lesbian, literally who gives a fuck? You do you, because there's nothing more beautiful than someone just being like completely authentically 100% themselves. So yeah, you guys just embrace yourselves and do what you want to do, and don't let society or anyone tell you that because you're a lesbian you're not allowed to do that and you don't fit in that space. Yeah, tangent over. I don't really think I have any other updates for you all. It was a long weekend. You guys know me, like, I love my sleep. On Saturday we went to bed at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 5 a.m. so I was like a zombie. But me and mum took a cute little stroll around Lincoln, because bless my little mum, she came all the way down just to watch me, and I wasn't even competing. I was handing over my title, so I was like crowning the next girl as the winner, like passing it down, which I think is such a cute little tradition. You take a little photo like holding the crown on their head with a smile. And shout out to Karen A, the girl who won my title, because she's so cute and I love her so much and we're literally best friends. Yeah, it was just such a fun, empowering weekend. And yeah, mum came down, we strolled around Lincoln, went shopping. Lincoln is so freaking cute. Me and Taylor were chatting earlier about like where we're going to live when we move out, and I was like, let's move to Lincoln, because oh my god, it was just beautiful. Like, so many independent shops. I just had such a great time. But Taylor said, no, we can't move to Lincoln, so we'll probably stay in Newcastle. Like, my options, Newcastle, Manchester, London. I feel like they're the three, just because Manchester and London, you have like, that's where the events were happening, that's where it's at, do you know what I mean? But also Newcastle is my home and I love it, so I'm like, I can just live in Newcastle and just travel to Manchester or London whenever I get these cool events come in, which there are a few fun things in the pipeline. That's all I'm going to say on that. I can't say too much, but there are a few really fun things happening in the works at the moment. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled and keep supporting the podcast, because genuinely there have been so many incredible opportunities because of your guys' support, because of the views and the downloads and the shares and the listens, and I'm just so incredibly grateful. Like, to think that I literally started this podcast in May last year, it's something I'd always wanted to do, and the fact that we're now here, I've worked with Tinder, like that's It's incredible, and it was actually meant to come out on Sunday, our advert with them, but it's been delayed, which is absolutely fine, but it is on its way, so make sure you keep your eyes up for that. So many people keep sending me the advert and they're like, oh hey girl, like, is that you? And I'm like, that's me. So yeah, if you see that Tinder advert, enjoy it, and hopefully the real thing will be out really, really soon. I think it should be like the next couple of weeks. But yeah, like the fact that because of this podcast I've been able to work with a brand as big as Tinder and some like other smaller brands as well, it's just mind-blowing. So yeah, thank you guys for all of the support. I genuinely, this podcast would not be what it is without you all supporting and tuning in every week. So keep the reviews coming, keep the love and the shares and the likes and the follows and the downloads and the subscribes and all those good things. And yeah, let's get straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is a really fun one, and it is we listen and we don't judge, lesbian edition. So that wasn't really the question. The question is, what is your we listen and we don't judge, lesbian edition? Are we ready? Because some of these are so good. So first one, I'd still get back with my ex even though she's a massive bitch. We listen and we don't judge. But this one, I kind of judge, and hear me out. It's because it's my friend who sent me this, and I know her and her ex very well. And to the ex, I say this. So I do judge this person. Don't get back with your ex. You're worth so much more than that. But yeah, we listen and we don't judge. That's the whole point of the trend, isn't it? I've gone through every hairstyle and still can't find the right one. We listen and we don't judge. You change your hair as many times as you want. You know, you can go short, long, blonde, brown, green. We listen and we don't judge. I love this one. This one's funny. I went on a date with a girl, and 2 weeks later she got a job where I worked, so I handed in my notice. We listen and we don't judge. I wonder if it was like a good date or a bad date. Like, fair enough if it was a bad date, but imagine it was just like a date, like it went well, but it was just like, yeah, there's nothing really there. And then this person gets a job where you work. I wonder if they got a job there, like they applied for a job as soon as they heard where you work. So like, oh my God, we can work together. And you were like, I'm out of here. I'm handing in my notice. Yeah, we listen and we don't judge. Next one. My partner proposed 3 months into our relationship, but we've been happily together for 5+ years now. No regrets and no wedding plans. Just realising that you're in the right relationship with the right person is the best. A ring/marriage is just a sign of commitment to you as their partner. That's so cute. We listen and we don't judge. Heck yeah, get engaged 3 months into the relationship. I'm still waiting 4 years in. Gutted. But yeah, I'm happy for you. And I love the fact that you've literally not planned a wedding. Brilliant. Why can't I talk? I've married the first and only girl I've ever been with. We listen and we don't judge. That is going to be me. Hopefully not in 4 years, like another 4 years time, and I'm still waiting for a ring. Imagine, I'd cry. But yeah, that's going to be me. I'm marrying the first and only girl that I've ever been with. So there is absolutely no judgment on that one. This one's funny. We listen and we don't judge. I've never liked/dated a guy. I'm blessed. And I replied to this person and I said, gold star for you. Because that is what a gold star lesbian is, isn't it? It's like, you've never been with a man, you're a gold star lesbian. And this person replied, thank you. Yeah, we listen and we absolutely do not judge. Like, imagine having never had a crush on a man. Imagine. Jealous. Like, sometimes I look back at like man crush. To be fair though, I don't really think I ever like crush on a man. Like, I feel like I used to just like pick people and be like, oh, that's my crush. Do you know what I mean? So like I fitted in. I was like really obsessed with Louis from One Direction, but I feel like he was quite camp anyway. And I tell you who I was really obsessed with. Bars and Melody. Do you remember them? The one that was like, oh, I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. I was like majorly obsessed. I feel like they were maybe a bit of a crush. But then again, like the one that I had a crush on, like he was giving mask lesbian, like he dressed like a mask lesbian. Yeah, like I feel like I just sort of like picked crushes to have, but the fact that you have like never even crushed on a man or been with a man, I'm happy for you. We listen and we do not judge. We listen and we don't judge. I started to learn French on Duolingo just because I got a crush on a random French girl on TikTok. and I'm on day 447 of learning French. But seriously, guys, don't judge. So I then replied to this person and said, bonne chance, which means good luck in French. I actually had to double check that that was correct, because like, imagine I say like, bonne chance, and that means something completely different than bonne chance. So I had to double check, even though I did live in France for a few months, so I should have probably known that. But anyway, this person replied and said, I'm long over that crush now, but I'm still continuing to learn to learn French, because it was low-key fun, and learning another language is never a waste. So yeah, I love that. We listen and we do not judge. But I just love the fact that you hadn't even met this girl. It was just a crush from a French girl on TikTok, and you started learning French. Wow. We listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. My ex cheated on me, so I slept at his birthday party with his brother in his bedroom. We listen and we don't judge. You do you, girl. We listen and we don't judge. I keep saying I'm bi, but I like females much, much, much more. We listen and we do not judge. I was speaking to someone at the weekend, and it was funny. Like, I was saying I shot my shot. I didn't shoot my shot to be with this person, but when you just know someone's gay, and this person, they were doing the music at the pageant, and I was like, this is the gayest playlist I've ever heard. So I just went up to them and I was like, listen, tell me if I'm taking this too far, but this playlist is so gay, like, surely. And this person was like, yeah. And yeah, then they were like, yeah, I'm 95% a lesbian, but the other 5% is like, I'm bi, but I'd say like I'm 95% a lesbian. And I do feel like that is like a lot of lesbians, isn't it? It's like, a lot of bisexual people, it's like, they're mainly into women, but they say they're bisexual. So yeah, we listen and we don't judge. I don't care. You like who you like. You don't need to put a label on it. I'm here for you anyway. We listen and we don't judge. Abs are so much hotter on women than on men. I feel like that's just a statement. That's just fact. Do you know what I mean? We listen and we don't judge. Me and my girlfriend have booked a holiday together after being together for 1 whole week. That's iconic. 1 week and you booked a holiday. There is no judgment. We listen and we do not judge. I'm so obsessed. We listen and we don't judge. After 8 years with the only man I've ever been with and 2 kids, I've come to realise this month that I'm almost certain I'm not pan. I'm just comfort, and I have no clue what to do with that info. What is comfort? Should we Google it? Can't spell it. Comfort meaning. Comfort, or compulsory heterosexuality, is the idea that people are pressured to live as if they are heterosexual, even if they don't want to. It's a theory that heterosexuality is enforced by society and can affect anyone regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. Wow, you learn something new every day, don't you? I think that was our last We Listen and We Don't Judge as well, my friends. It was. So, shall we crack on with some dilemmas? I think so. I'm going to have a quick drink as well. So, cheers, everybody. Let's get straight on into some dilemmas. Okay, first dilemma today. Basically, I've known my girlfriend for 8 months now, and we started talking about 4/5 months ago. I finally asked her out around a month ago, but we've been having some problems with communication. Before we got together, she had this friend that I instantly clicked with, and that started showing me interest. But at the time, me and my girlfriend were kind of not showing we were interested in each other, but I liked her a lot, so I would try and shrug the other girl off to focus on my girlfriend. Back to current time, we've been a bit distant lately, and her friend has started to show interest again, and I'll catch myself pretending that her friend is my girlfriend. Wow. And it's really enjoyable. Oh. Although I love my girlfriend a lot and I can see a future with her, but not her friend. I'm very confused at the moment. Opinions. Wow. So just to make it make sense more in my brain. You and your girlfriend have known each other for 8 months and you've been talking for 4 or 5 months. Your girlfriend has a friend that showed you interest, but because you were interested in your girlfriend, you shrugged off this other person so you and your girlfriend could be together. But now you and your girlfriend are having communication issues and you're being distant, and you keep imagining what life would be like if you were dating the friend. but you can't see a future with the friend, you can see a friend with the girlfriend. I don't know if I've just confused myself more. I'm unsure. But, okay, so yeah, you've said you feel like you can see a future with your current girlfriend, not the friend. Now, I think you need to like really just take a minute to sit down with your feelings, because I feel like it's really hard to say that you see a future with someone, but you know that you're secretly thinking about being with someone else. Do you know what I mean? And I guess you have to look at the sense of like, think about your girlfriend in the situation. Like if you're telling her, oh, I've just dropped my phone. Where's it gone? Oh, I'm gonna have to move my legs off my comfy blanket. They're all wrapped up like a little burrito. Okay, we did it. It wasn't as dramatic as I made it out to be. But yeah, you know, you have to consider your girlfriend's feelings in this by telling her all these things. I see a future with you, da-da-da-da-da. But then you're like lying in bed at night next to your girlfriend, like imagining what it would be like to be with her friend. So I feel like maybe you're just trying to convince yourself that this future is there with this person. You're like, no, this is my person. I can see a future with them, but maybe you need to sit down and actually think, am I kidding myself, or do I genuinely see a future with this person? Because I think if you do, the respectful thing to do to your partner and this friend who has shown interest in you in the past is, I think you need to cut this friend out of your life, because one, it's not fair on your girlfriend, because she probably just thinks, oh my God, isn't it so sweet that my girlfriend and my best friend get along, when in reality you're thinking about like fucking this friend. And also if you're saying to your partner like, I see this future with you, but you're also thinking about fucking the friend, it's a little bit unfair on your girlfriend. So I feel like cutting out the friend and just putting your sole focus into your girlfriend maybe is what you need to do. But then you're saying that you've got these communication and distance issues, so maybe it's just a sign, like all of these things are just a sign that this future that you see with your girlfriend maybe isn't there, or maybe isn't a future as girlfriends, maybe it's a future just as friends, and maybe your future is with the other friend. I feel like we need to name everybody. I'm getting so confused. But do you know what I mean? I just think the fact that there are these issues in the relationship, like, have you tried to address the issues? Have you just sat down and like tried to get to the bottom of like why there's communication issues and why there's distant issues? Is it because you live on different ends of the country, or is it just because maybe you're not as in love with each other as you think you are? Because I feel like you can get love blind. Like love blindness is a thing, you know, where you're like just convinced you're in love, like you're in love with the idea of being in love and being with a person, but really you're not in love with that specific person. So maybe it's like the idea of being in love and you're just not actually fully in love with this person. I'm trying to think like what is the best thing to do, because you said like you instantly clicked with the friend. You're imagining and pretending to yourself that the friend is your girlfriend, and she gives you a lot more attention than your girlfriend does, and it's really enjoyable. So yeah, I feel like you either need to break up with your girlfriend and try and keep a friendship going, and then possibly get with the friend, but then I feel like your girlfriend definitely wouldn't want to be your friend. Or you need to cut out the friend that you fancy so that you're not having these like feelings about the friend and your girlfriend. Or maybe you all just get together and have a threesome and be in a relationship together. Who knows? We listen and we don't judge. You do whatever you guys want to do. I'm here for you all. But yeah, I hope that advice maybe helps a bit. I feel like I was just, I don't know if that will have helped, but please let me know if it did help. You know, like I said, I'm no professional. I'm just here giving my silly little opinion on things. But yeah, hope that helped, and good luck with the situation. Keep us updated with who you end up with. Okay. Next dilemma. Hey Juliet. Hey, I'm in a bit of a pickle. My best friend and I have been inseparable for years, and she's always been super supportive of me being a lesbian. Recently though, she's been acting different. She's overly touchy, gets jealous if I mention dates, and even joked about us being soulmates. I don't want to ruin our friendship, but I also don't want to lead her on if she does have feelings for me. What should I do? Oh, I think your friend has a little crush on you. Yeah, the fact that like she's getting like jealous of you speaking about dates, like, oh, okay, do you want to go on a date with me then? I guess, like, what are your feelings towards your friend? Like, are you completely like not open to that? I guess it's hard, isn't it? If you've seen someone as straight, it's hard to then see them like not as a friend anymore and as like a lover. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to make that transition, but could you see yourself with this friend? I guess then the only thing you're setting yourself up for is for it to not work out and then you lose the friendship. But I guess that's the risk. It's like, are you willing to take that risk? Are you willing to risk the friendship to see if it's something more? Or, yeah, she's always been supportive, but she's been acting different, overly touchy as well. Like, maybe she's trying to test the waters to see if, like, you would like her back. Do you know what I mean? If she's like, you know, just sitting on, like, I nearly said the couch, sitting on the sofa, and she's just like cozying up against you. Maybe she's trying to like show you her affection towards you without telling you, and like seeing like, are you gonna get the hint? Like, are you gonna like snuggle back in? Yeah, I think you definitely have to protect your feelings, but also hers. Like, maybe you just need to like sit down with her and say like, listen, like, you seem to be getting a bit like upset with the fact that I'm going on dates recently. Like, do you want me to like stop telling you about the dates that I'm going on, and then see like how she reacts to that? Because, you know, you want to have a friend that you can like talk about these dates that you're going on with. Like, everyone likes to have a little debrief after a date and like a night out or a one night stand or whatever it is. Oh god, yeah, because she's like joking about you guys being soulmates. I feel like your friend is definitely questioning their sexuality, or at least questioning if they fancy you. Maybe they're not thinking, God, I'm a full-on lesbian, but maybe they're thinking, have I caught feelings for my friend? And I feel like we've all been there. I feel like we've all had that friend that were like, is this something more than a friendship? Do you know what I mean? Did you all see the TikTok I made? It was the song, why have I sung so much this episode? I apologise to everyone's ears. Can I hold you in the streets? Why can I kiss you on the dance floor? Okay, singing queen. I say this every episode, but can you believe I went to musical theatre college and my voice is that shit? Embarrassing. Anyway, like that song, it's like, why can't it be like this? Like, why do we have to hide? How did that link to what I was saying? I went off on too much of a tangent then. But yeah, I think it's just the point of like, this friend is clearly thinking like, is this something more? Am I gay, or is this just a friendship crush that I'm having? Because we've definitely all been there. So don't, I'm talking as if I'm talking to your friend now, but this person's friend, if you're listening, you're not alone. We've all been there. We've all had a crush on our friends and thought, oh, we gay. And maybe like, it's just a really close friend to me. Maybe you're like platonic soulmates, do you know what I mean? Like, friends are allowed to like cuddle and like be touchy with each other. Like, I kissed one of my friends on the cheek this weekend. I was like, love you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to be like that with friends, and it doesn't mean it's anything romantic. But yeah, maybe you just need to like stop telling this friend about your dates. Like, if you're like very much adamant that like this friend is not going to ever, like, you're never going to fancy this friend and want to be with them, like, stop telling them about your dates, and maybe just be really clear with boundaries about like touching. You know, be like, this is my side of the bed, this is your side of the bed, don't put your feet on me on the sofa, like, get the trotters away. Just be like quite clear with it, and then see how she takes it from there. See if she backs off a little bit, and if she doesn't, maybe you just have to sit down with her and be like, listen, is there something going on? Is there something you need to talk to me about? And hopefully she feels comfortable enough in the friendship to, you know, be able to open up and say, you know, I think I've caught feelings for you. And then that's then, you know, the ball's in your court to either really gently let her down, you know, even just saying to her, like, listen, I don't think you have, I think you're just maybe, but we shouldn't really be telling people what they're confused with their sexuality, should they? Because we've all had someone tell us that and we've all been really pissed off about it. Yeah, maybe you just need to like sit down with this friend and just like reassure them, be like, you know, maybe you do like women, but I don't think I'm the woman for you. Like, we're best friends, we're platonic soulmates, but hey, let's sit and set you up a Tinder profile together and we can find you the right woman. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like that's a fun way to go about it. Yeah, hope it all works out well. Keep us updated. Next dilemma. Did I do this one last week? No, I didn't. I need some big sister advice. Well, that, my friend, is what I'm here for. I am everyone's resident lesbian big sis. I've just started seeing this amazing girl I met while she was visiting London. But here's the problem. She lives in Glasgow. Glasgow. I can't do a Scottish accent. I'm really bad at them. Sorry to any Scots who are listening. That was so bad. She lives in Glasgow and I live in London. We have been texting constantly since, and I really like her, but between train fares, time off work and the distance, I'm not sure if it's worth pursuing. Am I overthinking it or should I just go for it? Wow. Do you know what I mean though? Like, it can work. It can so work. Like, Gavin and Stacey, Barry Island, and where are they from? Billericay in Essex. Like, you can, if you put your mind to it, you can 100% make long distance work. And you know, if it's like the thing of like money and the cost of trains, like, just make sure like you're both taking it in turns. So, okay, so say you're going to try and see each other like twice a month. I feel like that's reasonable because it's like 4 weeks in a month. So it's like, okay, this weekend I'm going to get the train to Glasgow, the next weekend you're going to get the train down to London. And also remember, like, you can meet in the middle places. Like, obviously that's then more money on like a hotel, but I mean Glasgow, like, maybe like, I don't know, because Scotland's up there and London's down here. What's in the middle? Like, what's here? Newcastle's like here. Maybe like Leeds? Could that be in the middle? Possibly. Like, try and find somewhere like in the middle so it's like a bit of a cheaper train. Depending on how old you are, look at, what's it called? Rail cards. I have a rail card and it saves so much money. Like, I got the train down to the pageant this weekend and then me and mum drove back. So I was like, I'm not driving all the way to Lincoln. What was I train? Oh my goodness, my brain is like falling apart. I did like a split save rail card ticket and it was £15 from like 80 or something crazy like that. So, you know, look at the split save tickets, look at the rail cards, and don't like forget that like Zoom and FaceTime, like, as much as it's nowhere near the same as being with this person, like, it keeps that like conversation there, it keeps the spark alive in between, like, being able to see each other. But I think if like you're both serious about the relationship and you both want to make it work, is it not at least worth just giving it a shot? And, you know, say in your head, okay, I'm going to give it like 6 months, and if, you know, it's too expensive and we're just not seeing each other as much as I'd like and it's not going to work, then you can call it off. But like, it's going to be, I think it's going to be so worth it. Like, just go for it. Like, you know, it means you get to like go and visit Scotland more often. She can come visit London more often. You can go and like, you know, you can, every time you meet up, like, go somewhere different, like go to Leeds, then go to Newcastle, then go to Liverpool, like, take yourself to all these different places and just explore together and see what happens. But I feel like, what do they say? If you don't take the risk, you miss the chance. Is that a saying, or have I just made something up? But, you know, something along those lines. Like, you might be telling this story to your grandkids in years to come. Like, oh, do you want to hear how Granny and I met? Well, we met when Granny was visiting London, but Granny lived in Glasgow at the time, and, you know, we didn't think it would work, but we like persevered, and we you know, made sure that we allotted time each month to see each other and to have a call with each other. And now look at us, we're married and we have both moved to Glasgow, we both live in London. Like, do you know what I mean? I just feel like it's definitely going to be worth pursuing. And if it's not, like, you haven't missed out. Like, you know, you've not like, what am I trying to say? If it doesn't work out, at least you tried. I think you're going to regret it so much if you don't try it, because you've said like you really, really like this person. Clearly this person likes you. So what have you got to lose? Just go for it. And then if it doesn't work out, you date someone who lives in London or Essex or somewhere a bit closer. Hope that helps. Should we do a couple more? Let's do a couple more. Okay. I keep forgetting if we did certain ones last week because there's been so many sent in, guys. I can't fit them all into one episode. Okay, next one. I've been dating my girlfriend for 8 months and things are great, except for one big issue. She's not out to her family yet. So whenever there's a family gathering, I'm introduced as just a friend, or I end up not being invited at all. I understand that she's scared, but it's starting to make me feel like I just don't matter. Like, how can I be in a relationship like this? Do you think it's best to leave her until she's ready to be out and proud, or do you think I just ride it out? Thank you, and I love the pod. Thank you. I love you. Okay, it's such a difficult one because coming out is different for every person, and it's really tricky sometimes because you don't know the circumstances that people are under. Like, do they live with really, really strict family who are gonna like severely punish them for being gay? Are they like, have they been through something traumatic in their life that makes them like not comfortable to tell people? So I feel like you need to, you know, if you're really serious about being with your girlfriend. It's been 8 months and things are great, you said. So I feel like maybe you need to like speak to your girlfriend and be like, is there any way I can help you within your coming out? But again, like, you don't want to put pressure on them. Everyone does it in their own times. Maybe it's best, you know, that you just miss the family gatherings for a bit. You know, if you're going to be together forever, there's going to be plenty of family gatherings when your girlfriend has come out. And, you know, as harsh as it may sound, you maybe have to be a bit selfish in the situation and think, can I be with somebody who isn't comfortable being openly gay? It's like the sex lies of college girls, when I always call her the wrong name, Alyssa or Aaliyah. The one that Leighton was dating first, Alyssa. I think it's Alyssa. Not Tatum, the other one. We'll go with Alyssa. And, you know, they had to like really hide the relationship, and it damages the person who's having to like, well, it damages both people, you know, but I think even more so the one who is out and just wants to enjoy this relationship, but they're almost being held back by their partner. So I guess maybe you have to be a bit selfish and think, am I willing to, you know, miss out on these family gatherings, or am I willing to pretend to be the friend, and see if you're willing to do that? And if you're not, maybe you just have to step away and say, listen, call me when you're ready, or you might have moved on by then. But I do feel like sometimes, like, it happens to me and Taylor a lot of the time, you get confused with friends or sisters or like whatever, and sometimes like I find it is just easier to go along with it. And maybe, you know, we should be a bit more vocal and be like, oh no, that's my girlfriend. But it is difficult sometimes because it is scary, especially when you don't know how people are going to react. Like, this is going to sound really dramatic and I promise it's not, but me and Taylor were witnesses to like, was it a crime? I guess it was kind of a crime one time, but it wasn't really that deep. And they took us in to the station to give like our witness statements, but obviously they split us up, and it was funny. So they both just assumed that we were friends. So they were both like, so you were just in Trafalgar Square with your friend, can you explain like what you saw? And like, we were obviously both in separate rooms, but it's funny, the first thing we said to each other when we came out, we were like, did you just say that we were friends? Yeah. Okay, cool, me too. Like, it was so funny that we both just thought it was so much easier than them like changing this whole like witness statement from being like friends to lovers, because I don't really think that would have like affected like how they dealt with the situation from there on. But you know, it's like sometimes it's easier just to go along with the friends, but obviously it's her family, and you know, you want to just go to these family events. I mean, what family events are you going to though? Like, my family don't do events. We do Christmas, and that was like, we did like a pretend Christmas. I've got 2 cousins, my aunt and my uncle, my granny, my granddad, and then there was me, Taylor, my mum and my dad. That's our family event of the year. We don't really see each other other than that. Maybe like an occasional birthday meet up, but we don't really do family events. So how many are they having? Is it like one every few months where you can just go and be the friend, or where you just say, listen, I'm not comfortable being your friend, I'm your girlfriend, I'm not going to come? And if your girlfriend's like annoyed at you for that, then I think that's when you're fine to say, well, no, that's not on. Like, if you want me at the event, I'm coming as your girlfriend, not your friend. And then that, if you want to leave, then I don't think anyone's going to judge you. But I think you have to do what's best for you. Like, obviously be there to support your girlfriend and offer her that love and support that she probably does need because she's uncomfortable coming out to her family. But again, you have to be selfish and think about your feelings and your future and decide that, are you willing to wait around for this person, or do you want to, you know, just crack on and be in like an Instagramly public lesbian relationship? I hope that helps. Did we do all the rest of these ones last week? Yeah, we did the moving in. I think we're all caught up with dilemmas, guys. So thank you all so much for sending them in, but that means please send them in ready for next week, because I have plenty more dilemmas to read and to share with you all, or just stories, like think craziest dating stories, like hookup mishaps, like literally anything. This podcast is literally the definition of we listen and we don't judge. I'm here for you all, and the juicier the better. Do you know what I mean? So guys, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Download, share, notifications, reviews if you're listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And have a fabulous week. and I already can't wait to be back in your ears for next week's episode. I love you all so much. Bye!